Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 22 of Speaking Authentically. I know it's supposed to be a 21-day challenge, but we're going to 100 this time, so all the way up to 100. Today, we're going to be covering the 6/7 books I believe every person should read. So, start everything off. This one you've probably heard before is Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. This one has helped me immensely, especially because I had a lot of social anxiety growing up. I was a kid where when we're ordering things from a restaurant at a fast food place, I would have to repeat the order in my head multiple times. It'd be like number one, no pickles, and number one, no pickles, and number one, no pickles, because I had a lot of social anxiety trying to talk to other people when I was a little kid. As I got older, it got a little better. Then eventually I got a sales job and I had to go talk to people in order to make money. So that helped me out a lot too. But they recommended How to Win Friends and Influence People when I got into different kind of marketing models and businesses. Everyone recommended How to Win Friends and Influence People, and it gives a fantastic blueprint for how you should be talking to people, what things you can keep in mind, how to help them, how to help you talk to them, and how have them feel comfortable around you. Now, to backpack off of that, that was the first book. The second book is going to be Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. This book's fantastic. It's written by an the FBI's top negotiator, and he gives not only the tactics and strategies that he uses when going through negotiations, but he also gives the stories of how these tactics have saved people's lives. And it's not just about business negotiations. It's not just about negotiating with terrorists. This is stuff you can use in your daily life. That's almost like the second level of How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it's stuff I use every day now, and it helps. It really helps build rapport with other people. It really helps make a good connection with other people. And I would highly, highly recommend, especially for people like me who have social anxiety or had social anxiety now that you've gotten over it. The next one after that, moving into a little bit more productivity area, is Atomic Habits / The Compound Effect. And I put them both on here because I've read them both. Essentially, they're saying the same thing, that a small habit every day compounded over time is going to make a big difference. Now, I have Atomic Habits on here a little bit more because they go a little bit more in depth about how to reduce all the little resistances that might stop you from making a good habit. Because we all want to have good habits, we all want to have a better life, but sometimes the mental roadblocks that we put in front of each other or put in front of ourselves are what hinder us. And so this is helps you remove all of those. That's Atomic Habits. Compound Effect is more so, what does this look like over a long term? Good. The next book we're going to cover is one I've read recently called Simple and Sinister. This is for essentially guys like me, not really fighting anymore, but you want to stay in shape, but we don't have 2 or 3 hours at the gym anymore. This is gives a good blueprint or template for kettlebell workouts, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, and it keeps it really, really basic, really, really simple. It's what I used to maintain my weight up until I got the gym membership about a month ago. Now I'm going to the gym, wake up early, get an hour and a half in, doing that way. But if you don't have an hour and a half to get to the gym, I would highly recommend Simple and Sinister. Really easy, really basic. Look, and it's effective. Now, if you are fighting, so I'm going to diverge a little bit. If you are fighting, so that's Simple and Sinister. If you're a dad like me, no time, et cetera, et cetera. If you are working towards something, I would highly recommend Carlo Buzzacelli's Periodization. It's a hard read because that is a comprehensive guide to how you should be setting up your S&C workouts. If you have any questions like I did, you have Google available, and that's what I did for a lot of my reading was, I don't know what this word means. And then I'd Google it. I did one time as a skim through, and I did another time as a very deep, deep dive into how I'm really supposed to be setting up my training. So that way I can be super strong, have lots of good stamina, and last 5-6 matches on tournament day. So that's book number 4, kind of a tie between those two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, the next one is going to be Thinking Body, Dancing Mind. That one, you guys have heard me talk about this before, is what I've used for my visualizations. It gives not only stuff for your athletics, how to think about your body, think about yourself in the match, etc., but it also gives how you might be able to use this in a business standpoint. How are you going to use this in a business negotiation? How might you use this in your day-to-day with your family life? So really great concepts there. And then the last one is one I'm putting up because I believe it's important to talk about now is the Gulag Archipelago. This is a 3-volume series. I've only gone through the first half of the first volume. And I can already tell you that it's important to, in life, not only to read the highest highs, but the lowest lows. And this book is written by someone who survived the Russian communist regime and went through the horrors of what happens when you try and force an implementation of something that I guess would not be natural, when you try and force communism into a free society. And it talks about not only the catastrophic failures, but it gives firsthand accounts of the deaths and the punishments that were happened that I didn't like. It blew my mind how cruel humans could be to other humans, or how unhumane the conditions are. And I've only gone halfway through the first volume. Halfway through the first volume, because the amount of sadness it's really, really heavy. And you'd say, well, Chris, you're all about positivity. Why would you want to read that? Because it's important to know the dark side of things, so you can help guide yourself not only toward what you want, but you can keep away things from what you don't want. And so it's part of the reason why I'm very adamant about things I believe, is because a lot of it is to steer away from that direction. Because I don't know, I think a lot of today's political landscape, some people are crying out for communism or socialism, whatever. And after reading that book and reading what could happen, and that's just one of the things that happen. But what could potentially happen is, I don't want to go anywhere near that door. I don't want that door to open and even be around or possible at all, because it's really horrifying. I think that if you're really for that kind of a thing and you really think that stuff is good, then I think you should read this book. And after you're done reading and you've passed where I've read and you've read the other 2 volumes, and you come back to me and tell me that it's going to work, or that it's really good for society, et cetera, after reading the firsthand accounts, then maybe I'll listen a little bit more. But I mean, if you're bringing up those ideas and you haven't read it yet, I'm not going to take it seriously. But anyway, so it's essentially the first 6 about how to build yourself, how to be good with other people, how to increase your life. And then the last book is what to stay away from, and how we can do things that stay away from that. So anyway, this is day 22. I'll see you guys every day for the next 100 days. Hopefully you guys are getting value out of this. If you are, please like or subscribe or comment. All of those I really appreciate. I'll see you guys tomorrow.